What's up, everybody? Welcome back to All Things Nerdy with Nate and Joe. I'm Nate. That's Joe. Today, we're going to be doing round 2 of fantasy football nonsense, and y'all get to hear how terrible and dumb we are when it comes to it. I used to be so much better, but now I'm just, I'm a pleb, noob. But we enjoy talking about it. We got a couple leagues that we both talk about, one I run, and all of that. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Excited to have everybody join and talk about it. Joe?
Yeah, super excited to relive the memory of my losses last week. But without further ado, Nate, let's talk nerdy.
Let's talk nerdy. All right, Joe, big question. I know you said both losses. How'd your team do?
Oh, man. So, one, I was actually about to win. I felt pretty good about myself, but he did have a quarterback left to play. So let me go to the schedule really quick, just kind of pull it back up. So I was ahead by, I don't know, 30 something ish points. Like I felt pretty good about it. But then, he had, Josh Allen. And we all know how that went, right? So Josh Allen ended up scoring 30 points in the first half or something like that alone. So, yeah, that's essentially how that went. So, and then my other league, it wasn't even close. Like, again, like I messed from last week. Like I messed up my quarterback situation, and it's a double quarterback league. Ended up getting like 12 points total out of 2 quarterbacks because I started like Tua's backup, and he got hurt. I was just like, what is this life?
Good times. Good times.
Yeah. So what about you? Tell us a little bit about yours.
Man, I had a heartbreak of a week in one of my leagues. I lost 115.58 to 116.68. So I lost by 1.1 points. I am 1-2 in that league, and I think I've lost both games by like a combined of like 5 points.
Wow.
Yeah, so it hurts, but it's okay. Yeah. That means my team will turn it around.
I don't know, that always hurts more because it's like at least when I got crushed, I lost by like 30, 40 points both times. So I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. We got a couple comments. Justin said 0-3. Let's go. Okay. Hey, at least that I am 0-3 in one of my leagues. Yes.
0-3, represent, baby.
Yeah, I do have one win in the double quarterback league though, so I'm 1-2.
Which is shocking because your team is bad.
Yeah, it's just got lucky. I just got sued because even on my win, I got a total of like 10 points for my quarterback. So it's not because of those. But I got Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, I think, something like that. Some crazy wide receiver duo. Play your dynasty game. Okay. Yeah.
I have attempted to play it twice and disconnected from EA servers twice while I was winning both times with picture evidence. So I have tried.
No, they've had some server issues this week, I think.
Yeah, they did server maintenance Wednesday or Thursday morning, something like that, and I don't think it's recovered yet. But anyways, and then my other league, Joe, I am 2-1. I whooped up on Koofer last week. I beat him we, Joe, you and I, we beat him 115.66 to 98.18 because he sucks. He plays fantasy about like he does NCAA. Not very well.
Oh, shots fired. Yeah, so that puts us at 2-1 in the one that we have together. And people were talking a lot of trash about our team, but I mean, we got a winning record right now. Like
our team's not good, Joe. Let's not get too crazy.
Marshman says he put that L on him, so he was talking about that the loss you got.
No, he's talking about. Wait, did he beat me? I don't think he beat me. Maybe he did. Hold on. Full schedule. Maybe it was. No, my brother beat me. I think he's talking to Justin. He gave Justin that last L.
Oh man! Oh yeah, he put that last L. Excuses talking about your NCAA disconnection, or sorry, college football 25. Disconnect excuses. Yeah, Nate. But why would you not just immediately try again? Honestly, like you're slowing everybody down.
I did twice. So
Mark said autopilot got him the dub.
Yeah, I felt bad for McKinnon because that's tough.
Man, you're not talking about the dynasty?
Yeah.
He did the game and he won.
So Marchman wasn't able to play, so we put him on autopilot and allowed McKinnon to run the game, and McKinnon lost the computer. So Marchman got the dub, not even playing. But
Wow.
Yeah. So Joe, let's talk about fantasy. How's your teams looking this week?
Let me see. In my one that I'm 0-3 against, I mean, honestly, like I never think it looks bad. I mean, I got Mahomes, a chain, Moss, Devontae Adams, like Kelsey. No, I don't have Kelsey. That's the other league. I have Go Dirt, which he went off like last week. I don't know if he's going to do that again. But I don't know. I feel like I have a good team. I think I'm going to switch Mahomes out for Stroud this week. But I feel like that team has a good chance. Let me see what the ESPN says. Well, it says I'm going to lose. I have a 49% chance of winning. So
that's close. That could go either way.
Yeah, it could go at either way. He already had his quarterback play, which was Prescott, and he got 16 points. So hopefully I can do better than that.
Yeah, maybe. Joe, did you ever see the name of my team in our league? I thought you'd appreciate it. I know Big Ep appreciated it, and I know Eli appreciated it. Did you ever check it out?
Yeah, the try gunning it down the field.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciated that. I was like, that's an awesome.
I thought it was so good. Yeah.
We are also a 49% chance of winning with try gunning it down the field. So
are we?
Yeah. So I know Elliott kind of hurt us there, but we didn't really have anybody else to put in his place. We don't have a lot of depth in our team.
Yeah, our bench is awful. Bad.
Our bench will be good in like 4 weeks when other people are hurt and they've had time to do stuff. I don't know.
So I'm going to be honest. I didn't even think about the game Thursday night. So I didn't even think about changing our lineup. I probably would have swapped in Ford for Elliott, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and then maybe had somebody we could pick up for flex or something. But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we would have had to go to waivers to look for someone a little better. But
so, Joe, let's talk about trades. I really want to touch on this because trades is such a weird thing, a finicky thing in every league. Like everybody's in each league that I'm in, it's a little different. In one of my leagues, it's just like willy-nilly trade left and right. It's almost like waiver wire pickups. And in the try gunning it down the field, we don't do a lot of trading, right? And one of the group chats, Little Ep, just in general, is like talking about how nobody will trade and stuff like that. But the problem with trading is everybody feels like they got to win, right? It doesn't matter the position of leverage you have or the leverage you have, the position you're in, everything. Everybody's trying to win. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it makes training super hard. Like in one of the leagues that I'm in, like there's been a couple trades, but they've just been like not really big trades. Like someone traded, what was it? Just a quarterback for a quarterback, like that kind of thing. But I mean, trades that have been sent to me, like, and this is why, like, because they're trying to better their stats or whatever, but they're not like they don't want to make their team less, or they don't want to make your team like better than theirs, and that's the big part of it. Like they don't want to trade you something that's going to make your team better than their current team, and that's why
they want the good stuff in return, right?
Exactly.
So let me ask you, Joe, are try gunning it down the field, who is the best player you would consider trading?
Let's see. So not necessarily just the best player that we have, but the best player that we would get rid of.
Yep.
I mean, I say everybody's on the block.
Everybody's on the block.
A team like ours, we got to get some depth. Like we got Jamar Chase is probably what we could get the most for, as far as like.
So what would you look for in return for Jamar Chase?
Probably like what we need is. Let me look, because. Probably just
right now we need everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, but maybe like second, like an RB2 and a wide receiver 2. Like you get a couple more depth people for a wide receiver 1 kind of thing.
Yeah, so the thing about depth for fantasy is weird because there's only a finite amount of people you can start, right? So like you got to think like two okay running backs for a star receiver. Where those two running backs might be more production. Is it more production than your star receiver and trash running backs? What is the consistency of it? Stuff like that. There's so much stuff that you have to take into account when you're doing trades for fantasy football. So for me, for like Jamar Chase, it would have to be a consistent number one halfback. But even then, like most people aren't going to come off that for a receiver, because receivers, like they can, like halfbacks, especially in PPR, in my opinion, especially as a little scat back, flex back, they tend to be much more consistent than receivers. Receivers can be up, down, left, right. Like they can be all over the place.
Yeah, but then you got that last game where Jamar Chase had 29 points. So it's like, I feel like he'd be worth it.
Yeah, so like right now would be like a sell, well not sell high, but like he is running high, so people would see that 29 points. But you are going to get more of that production, a consistent 15 plus probably,
Yep. We got a couple comments. That's everyone going to put a W on me. That's why I changed my name to Bug Catchers. he's just not very confident in his team. I know my team sucks, but I'm still not about to just admit defeat. Like we're fitting to go out here and fight and trash talk.
Dude, Big F, I'm gonna go look at your team. I'm gonna try to send you some trades.
Can two trash teams combine and then make two good teams? Like, is that possible?
All right.
Let's see. We got Donovan Banks as flex for Pollard or Najee Harris.
So I like the Steelers right now, but the biggest issue with the Steelers is the backup for Najee, I guess, has been doing fairly well. But Tennessee, I don't know. I'd probably take Pollard, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, before Green Bay, he was pretty steady. Like, he had a couple games, double digits points. Where has Harris had that yet? I mean, I know Harris is like definitely like the star back or whatever. But
I don't even know if he's the star back anymore. Let's see.
Or like he's like the running back one or whatever. Let me see his rank.
No,
I mean, he had a decent game last game, but other than that, like, I mean, Pollard has been more consistent. So,
yeah, I would go Pollard. So if you look at Najee's stats, week 1, 8.9 against the Falcons. The Falcons, they're doing decent. They're playing better than everybody thought they would, but they're still not like a staunch, crazy defense. Granted, Justin Fields still finding it on his own. He's a dynamic player. His ability to stretch the field could open up the run game. But then at Denver's got decent defense. He put up 8.4. And then against the Chargers, he put up 13.6, which is nice. But ultimately, let's see what Tony Pollard is doing.
Yeah, he did 18 against Chicago, 15 against the Jets, and then 5.9 against Green Bay. I mean, he put up good points against some solid defenses.
Well, I mean, against the Jets is impressive. I would definitely go against Miami. I would ride Pollard because against Miami, their quarterback is struggling. They're not putting points up, which means Tennessee's going to try to just run the ball, control the clock, and win the game that way because Will Levis is trash, let's be honest, right? So I would 100% start Pollard.
Yeah. Then let's see. We got Kazor says, "What kind of Ted Lasso arts and crafts are we doing over there?"
First off, this is hiding a lot of nonsense behind me that y'all don't want to see. So there's that. My wife put that there and made that for me. So that's what it is, and I will showcase it every day of the week. Actually, I'm gonna hang it on the wall right there. This is so hard to do. There when this is over, just so it will always be there.
Yeah, look at that. HR, now you got to answer to Steph.
No.
Let's see. Marshman, by the way, love the name change. I guess that's talking about the bug catchers. Oh, we got another question. Josh Jacobs for Chase.
F no. I have Josh Jacobs in my other league. No, I ain't doing that. Get out of here, Justin Epperly. I'll send you something that's at least palatable and not nonsense filled.
Yeah, that's what most trades are, just nonsense. Marshman says Najee. He would trade. He says he would go Najee instead of.
We just hit you with stats. We just told you why.
He just likes Najee. That's what it is. What did he graduate from? Alabama? That's probably why.
Marshman's a War Eagle fan now. Like, I'll let you talk a lot of trash about Marshman, but we ain't gonna throw that kind of dirt on him.
Oh, the backup for Harris is doubtful. That's why he says that.
Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, maybe if Harris doesn't have a good second behind him. But who's the third string? Because sometimes the third person be getting in there and just balling out for some reason, score 20 points out of
I
out of
honestly
nowhere.
don't care. I'm going against Miami. I'm going Pollard. Najee is. You can look at Najee in a different position, but given that they're playing against Miami, Miami's defense is not their strong suit, right? They're used to just putting up points. With Tua being gone, they're not doing that. Tennessee only wants to run the ball because Levis is trash. Pollard is the answer.
McCroy says, football, football, football. Tell me what gun I need to use on Call of Duty. just Google what the meta gun is. You're fine. You'll figure it out.
We've all seen you aim, McCroy. We don't think it matters. Just pick one and go have fun, buddy.
Yeah, the one that has the biggest clip, I guess.
The most bullets. However, if you ask your girlfriend, she might be able to tell you how to get a little better at it. I've heard she's decent.
Ooh, shots fired. All right, moving on. Ep says, what about Jonathan Taylor for Jamar Chase?
Ooh, I would have to look at that. That's a little more tempting for sure.
That doesn't really help us with the depth thing, though. We'd still
it does not. Yeah.
Then we'd have to fill a wide receiver hole that we don't have. So we got like a WR2 in there you could throw in the mix and maybe make that fun.
We definitely couldn't get rid of Chase for a 1v1 situation. That's a parallel move. It would have to be for an upper echelon running back with some kind of receiver 2, something like we'll figure out something. I'll look at your team and I'll shoot you over something. I think you might. Miami. I think Pollard's the answer.
Yeah, I mean, Najee's going to get the usage with the guy being doubtful, that kind of thing. But again, like, I think what you're saying, like Pollard against Miami, they're going to run so much. Unless Tyler Huntley, I think, unless he gets in there and just decides to be a gunslinger. But he's got a good track record.
And also, Fields is known. He does this every year. He did it for Chicago. Like, he's due a pretty rough game, which is going to put them behind, and where he's going to have to create more. I don't know.
All right, let's not use your Justin Fields hate to speculate.
I like Fields. What? I'm a big fan of Fields. I thought Chicago should keep Fields and trade away the first pick. Now, I don't wish like Caleb Williams bad or anything like that, but I thought they were in a good position with Fields. I don't understand why they got rid of him, so don't come at me with Fields hate. There's no Fields hate here. I'm a big fan of Justin Fields.
Marshman says, thanks, Nate. Do your research.
I got you, Marshman. I'm not going to let Joe throw shade your way to talk about Alabama.
Leo the Leak. Trade CD for Neighbors and Addison in Dynasty, currently 3-0.
Let's go, Leo the Leak. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty solid trade. Nabers is a fucking monster. Dude's a machine, right? The Giants suck. So what else are they going to do other than throw to their best receiver? Addison's solid as well.
Yeah. And old CD, he's been getting mad with how.
Well, he just got signed, didn't he? I think he just got signed to I could be wrong. All right, go to the next one.
Okay, let's see. McCoy just a sad face, I guess, because you said his girlfriend was better at Call of Duty than him.
I didn't just say. It's a known fact.
Okay. Marshman says, roll tide. Hey, your Alabama show, and you want to tuck that back in a little bit, buddy? Hey, go Dogs. They're finna get wrecked this weekend in their home stadium. Sorry, Marshman.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Let's see. Donovan says, I just found out Adams isn't playing. Start Hill or Moore. Ooh.
How many people are in your league?
I know. You got such a stacked team.
Jesus. Doesn't matter.
We're saying we're talking about Tyreek Hill. What you got to think more who's Caleb Williams throwing to him, right? Or we don't know who's throwing to Hill, but I mean Hill he's gonna be the target.
Yeah. I'm not taking more. Chicago is absolute trash. And look, it's not even Caleb Williams. It's the offensive line. That poor freaking kid, every time he draws back, he's getting destroyed. It's not even his fault. Like, his line is just so bad. And this falls on Chicago they went out and got skilled people, but they didn't bulk up their line or anything. I would not start anybody from Chicago at all ever this season. I say that, and I have Swift on our team. But the only reason he starts is because I have nobody else. And I was thinking he was going to be decent. But I regret my decision there.
And Moore's average is 5.8 points. Like, he's did 5, 5, and 7.2. So he just doesn't have – and
we're talking PPR, by the way.
No, that's non-PPR. Sorry.
Okay.
And then Hill, I mean, I'm not – even with main quarterback out, he's got 19 in one game, 3.6 against Buffalo and 4 against Seattle. So it's been a struggle too. But I think he is probably the more likely to have a boom game. we got another question here. Tingley says flex Michael Wilson, DeMarcus, or Akers this week, PPR.
Ooh. I'm gonna say, oh God, what was it, Cam? Let me look. This gets hard because I gotta look people up. So Cam is Joe Mixon is out. He's questionable, but he's listed as 0 points on ESPN. So the expectation is that he's gonna be out, right? Cam Akers had 10 touches, 29 yards, and a touchdown as their starting running back. I think Mixon is gonna be out again. So I think Houston is great. I think they're a very dynamic team. It's hard to load the box when you have Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, and all that. I would probably go Akers.
Yeah, and I think it's also like you very much lean toward like halfbacks when it's in a flex position too.
I love halfbacks in the flex, because I think they can be more consistent.
Yeah, and then I mean Akers had a solid game, got a touchdown last week. And as long as the other guy's still out, that would be definitely who I would go for too. Oh, HR says after watching Neighbors lay on the ground after every catch last night, I wouldn't take that chance. On top of that, Neighbors left with a concussion last night. Okay.
So Neighbors did go out with a concussion, but that doesn't take away from his production. But he is getting whooped because everybody knows he's the only threat on the offense. And Daniel Jones is not good, puts him in bad positions. He's going to get beat up, but he's legit their only target. If he plays, he starts.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said, Cazador. Mayfield or Fields this week? Ooh. I mean, Mayfield may have had a bad game last week, but other than that, he's been pretty solid.
So they're playing. So Baker is playing Philly this week. Philly has a good defense, although they have been. The team as a whole has not put up a lot of points. Who does Fields play? Justin Fields.
Like with Justin Fields from a fantasy perspective, like Fields isn't that great even when he's winning most of the time because he just does what he can to get the win. Like you look at his past 3 games against Atlanta, he had 11.9 points. Against Denver, he had 11.3 points. He did have a good game against the Chargers, fantasy wise, 18 points there, but like he just does basically enough to get the win. Like he's not a good like fantasy starter. Like I would start Mayfield over him.
So I really like quarterbacks that can run. He hasn't really had to run a lot, but I do like quarterbacks that can run. Now look, let's talk about Baker's stats. Baker's week 1, 29.66. That's great, right? That is a clutch performance. The second week, 18.8. The third week against Denver, not even at Denver, at home, he put up 8.52. It was 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 25 for 33, only 163 yards. I do think it's an outlier.
Yeah,
I think Fields has a higher ceiling on a consistent basis than what Baker Mayfield does.
Not if you look at the 3 games. If you put those 3 games that each have played,
I said higher ceiling, not necessarily.
And Mayfield's had the highest scoring game, 29. Justin's highest scoring game is 18.
Yeah, but if you've ever had Justin Fields on your team in fantasy, you know that dude can blow up any given week. It does not matter. I would start Mayfield though. I think Mayfield is a more consistent. On an average night, a more consistent player. And I think he's a lot of fun to watch. I would probably go Mayfield. I said Mayfield, didn't you?
Yeah, I said Mayfield. I was messing with you. Cazador says Mayfield as well. Thanks for agreeing with us. Tingley says thanks. Of course, you're very welcome, sir. Leo says Dalton or Cousins in Superflex this week. Ooh, I mean Dalton's on fire. I mean, I'd give him a second chance. No, I would give him a second. No, I will never trust a Falcons player again after they lost the Super Bowl. After they
Does
were
that matter? None of that matters.
Because it's the Falcons, all right?
The Falcons
have a curse.
The Panthers are terrible. He had one good game. Andy Dalton is not that good. The Panthers are absolute ass. Do not go Cousins. 100%. Next.
He's 1 for 1. No, Andy Dalton, 100%. Do it. Riser said thoughts on playing Garrett Wilson or Zay Flowers. They both have tough matchups. Planning on sitting one of them for Amari Cooper PPR. By the way, thoughts.
So for me on this one, I always look at like the quarterback and the way they play. Lamar is great, but I feel like Rodgers is good at feeding his best receivers. So I personally like Garrett Wilson more. The difference is like Zay can get a lot of those like dink and dunk like passes, right? Which add up in PPR. So that's tough. I would still probably go Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, but let's see, like receptions, with PPR he's had 6, 7, and 3 for Flowers, but again, like Lamar, like quarterback wise, he definitely spreads it around. Doesn't necessarily like.
Yeah, he loves his tight ends. He also moves a lot, right?
Yeah, like Derrick Henry. Like I'd go Wilson for sure.
Yep.
Let's see. Marshman says they have 10 off days. Neighbor's going to be fine. Yeah, like he's going to be fine. He's going to be out of concussion protocol. Like go ahead and start him. Let's see. Ep says Garrett gets the Sartain.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna get their best DB every week because he's by far and away the best receiver that the Jets have. So yeah, I mean Garrett, he will be facing off against theirs, but the beauty of that is Rodgers is just a damn good quarterback.
Yeah,
I disappeared. I like Garrett still every week in and out, which I have Garrett Wilson on one of my teams, so I like him.
Yeah. Just Jay says, do I trade DK for Higgins plus Waddle 12-team full PPR? That's a 12-team full PPR.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm gonna say no.
Why no? Like, well, I guess the quarterback situation for Waddle, I guess, would be the.
I don't DK for Higgins and
like those are two.
I like Higgins and yeah, you know what? Actually, the more I think about it. 12 team. It depends on what your team looks like, really, and what you need. This is one of those trades. If you need it, then I would do it. If you're sitting comfy and you're 3-0 or you're 2-1 and you're outscoring most people in the league, then it's not a risk I would take. But if your team needs it, then I would do this trade.
Yeah, like if you don't have a good like second wide receiver, like that would be a good trade to get like 2 decent ones for just one that you could potentially play both versus having DK and then no one else to have a second person. So it's not. This
is a context trade. We need a lot more information on this one. So. Also, I have a hard stop in a couple minutes, unfortunately. So we gotta rapid fire these, Joe.
Yeah, let's see. Ryan Smith says yes. Sadly, at Justin Epperly.
Talk about Sartain. Yeah,
Sartain takes the R1 away. Let's see. Walker just lost all credibility with that field.
Justin Fields is a beast. Go to the next.
Oh, Joshua
23. Yeah.
They're talking about the Falcons.
Falcons are idiots. They'll never live that down. It'll always be talked about.
Yeah. Thoughts on Hurts and Dynasty? Is now a good time to trade away? I don't know. In a Dynasty league? Like, I mean,
it depends on
depends on what your other quarterback is, but Hurts is a good person to keep for sure.
I guess we're talking about a keeper league here is what we're talking about, or if you're talking about in Dynasty like Madden, I don't know. But if you're talking about a keeper league, it depends on what round you place your keepers in, and my answer is probably no. So unless it's like a later round pickup, then I would say no.
I didn't even think about the keeper because I've only done keepers with the auction, so it just kind of takes some of your money, but I didn't think about the draft pick too.
Yeah.
Lamar loves the tight ends. Andrews had a goose egg last week, and I still beat up. Look. So
Andrews has sucked all season. He's not even getting the snap count that he was expected to get. But if you look, what is it, Blakely? Is it Blakely? Isaiah Blakely, the backup tight end. He's getting a lot of usage. The dude is like crushing it, right? Lamar likes throwing to his tight ends. It's just Andrews hasn't been out there a ton. And also, way to throw shade at Big Eb.
Jay says my wife's here. Tyreek, DK, Ridley. Well, I don't. Would you need Tyreek and Waddle? I mean, that'd be maybe
No,
a
especially
little
with
too
their
much.
quarterback situation, I
Yeah.
wouldn't go Tyreek and Waddle because you're going to be depending on them too much.
Yeah, Ridley's boomer bust. Like he had that one great game, but other than that, he's been kind of meh.
Yeah, I don't think I would take that trade.
Pick 2 on the dynasty.
Yeah.
Would you use quarterback as a pick 2 in your dynasty? That's the only thing.
I don't think I understand fully what we're talking about here, Tingley. I'm sorry, and we're running out of time. Run through them, Joe. Run.
He's 1 and 2. Fields is a beast. Said no one ever.
What? said almost the majority of the Chicago fan base thought Fields was a beast.
All right. So SJMP says my lineup is Jaden Daniels, Brees, ETN, Ayuk, with Devontae being out. Do I start Rashad White, Quentin Johnson, or Luce Evas as my flex?
So my lineup is. Wait, is it PPR? I would have to look at some of the stats here, and I just don't have time for it. SJMP. So my lineup is Jaden Daniels, which I like. Brees is great. ETN, Ayuk is good. Devontae Adams, which I don't know what's going on with him. I think he just wants out of there. McLaren, Kittle. See with Devontae being out. Do I start Rashad? Ooh, that's tough.
He said there's a following here. Also has Bucky Irving, Keon Coleman, and Alexander Madison. It's a standard league. Is Alexander Madison? That's the starting Viking
running back. He's not starting. I don't think.
Brought in somebody else. Jesus Christ! Why do they always do this to this guy?
Maybe he is. I don't know, but I think they brought in the old Packers running back. Right? I can't remember.
Josh Jacobs. Is that what it is? No, not Josh Jacobs. Aaron Jones.
Okay, hold on. Okay, guys, I am going to have to run. I'm going to just quickly run through these, Joe. Sorry. So start Ertz or commit. I'm going to go commit. Lively equals likely. Perfect. Also, we have that. Also, Donald Goff, Carr, Fields going forward this week. I feel like Goff is the best pick this week. I stream QBs. Love Fields next week against Cowboys. Arnold's also crushing it right now. I mean, the dude is absolutely killing it. Yep, there's that. Especially with no Mike or D-Law. True. Trade Hurts or Monty for Burrow and Monty in Dynasty Keeper League.
Yeah, I mean, Burrow's not doing great now, but he can be like once he gets back up to speed.
Yeah, starter Kyler, Jaden Daniels are going to be leaning. So I think I like Kyler Murray up until Call of Duty releases, and then go Jaden Daniels. Vegas backup Madison. That's true. Go Madison. Price. Deontay or Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. Fuck Coleman. I started him week 2 and got 0 points. That's true. I don't understand. The dude was so productive in college, but he's just not got a lot of love at Buffalo, which is crazy. And then at flex, I think we've already answered it. Smitty.
Josh Jacobs.
I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. Yep. All right, guys, I have to run. I'm so sorry for the abrupt end. That is on me. I hope you all have a great weekend. We're going to do fantasy again next week, so we will be here. Hope you can all join us again. Y'all take care and have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.